Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Craig Burrell, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Colonel Craig Brickell. We warmly welcome the family of Private Robert Findlay Garlick, whose story will be told shortly. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria, and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by family and visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please sit if you can do so. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn their loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the hearts of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Robert Findlay Garlick. Robert Garlick was born on the 7th of July 1921 in Henty, south of Wagga Wagga, New South Wales. The son of Edward and Thomasina Garlick. Known as Bobby to his family and friends, Garlick grew up alongside 4 brothers and 5 sisters in the Henty area, where he attended Eurong Creek Public School and Henty High School. He later took an apprenticeship as a baker and worked at Papworth's Bakery in Culcairn. In July 1940, Garlick travelled to Melbourne to enlist in the 2nd Australian Imperial Force. He was only 19 years old, too young to serve, but, like many young men at the time, saw the war as an opportunity too great to miss. At the recruitment centre, he gave his age as 21 and soon began training with the 2nd 21st Battalion, mainly at Bonegilla near Wodonga in Victoria. He sailed from Sydney on the 8th of April 1941, bound for the Middle East. Soon after arriving, Garlick was sent to hospital for treatment of an illness. Upon release from hospital in June 1941, he continued training in the hot and dry desert conditions. During this period, he was hospitalised twice more, once with illness and once with a severe wrist injury that saw him away from his unit for nearly a month. In late April 1942, after release from hospital for the final time, he joined the 2nd 23rd Battalion, the unit with which he would remain for the rest of his military service. Forming part of the 26th Brigade of the 9th Australian Division, and when Garlick joined the 2nd 23rd Battalion, it was undergoing rest and recuperation after heavy fighting at Tobruk. In late June 1942, Garlick and his battalion began a swift transfer from their training area in modern-day Lebanon through Palestine to Egypt. The battalion was moving with the rest of the 9th Australian Division to help meet the threat posed by German and Italian forces attacking British positions near El Alamein in Egypt. Once in the El Alamein area, Garlick and his comrades set about establishing and manning defences and conducting raids and patrols on enemy positions. On the 12th of July 1942, Garlick's company came under heavy and sustained enemy shrapnel and mortar fire. The barrage was so intense that it was later described as astounding, even the battle-hardened veterans of Tobruk. The lightly defended Australians endured this for 3.5 hours before German infantry troops commenced an attack in a series of waves. The Australians successfully defended with rifle and machine gun fire, and once Allied artillery could be brought in, the Germans suffered extremely heavy high losses, estimated at over 600. 2 days later, after moving to a new sector of the front, the 2nd 23rd Battalion set about preparing defences and laying mines in preparation for a likely German tank and infantry attack. As they worked, they came under persistent German small arms and mortar harassment fire, which caused further casualties. On the 14th of July 1942, Robert Garlick died of wounds sustained from the enemy action. He died 1 week after his 21st birthday. Today, his remains lie buried in the El Alamein War Cemetery in Egypt, under the epitaph, "Greater love hath no man, he gave his life for his friends." His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Robert Findlay Garlick, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We'll remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozieres or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial and we wish you all a very good evening.